Anyway, welcome back to another episode. So, as I left last episode on a not-so-cliffy cliffhanger, the reason I set Aerith to leader is because I need to be using Soul Drain religiously for the next couple of fights. So, it's easier if I'm just already using her.
I'll take that.
Because I need her to be regaining MP in each fight, and
This one's for you.
using Soul Drain religiously is about the only way that's gonna happen. Okay, let's see if I can get Cloud up to the point where he can use Prayer before this thing dies.
Allow me.
There we go.
Let's go.
Aerith got a whole bunch of MP back, and I got to AoE heal. It's a good day. Okay. I'm trying to remember which way is the right way to go through here, and it's hard, you know? None of these chests matter, unfortunately. I kind of wish they mattered, but they don't, so there's nothing really much for me to do except go through and lament they're not mattering. That's skippable. It is. I honestly didn't think it would be. I was just checking for, you know,
Well, the Undercity isn't exactly the
just to be safe.
and we're under that, so
Alright, here we go. Got a nice little bench. So Cloud can take a load off and everyone will recover health. I have noticed one really annoying thing in games. It's this trend towards everything needs an animation. And strong disagree. And I actually think it's really bad for games overall. And what I mean by everything needs an animation
not a problem.
is like
Go on.
in this game, let's put it in comparison. At games in which you get resting points that heal you, you know, that doesn't take very long. The game doesn't need to do that fade in and fade out at the bench. They could just have a thing that heals you. Final Fantasy X does that. You interact with the save point,
Don't hold
you
back.
just get full healed. End of story. Like, there's no complication, there's no extra anything. It's just you're full healed. Congrats. That's end of story.
Lend me your
Like,
strength.
there's nothing extra there whatsoever. And
You're good at this.
Told you so.
all the extra animations are honestly kind of annoying, because like there are things that deserve animations, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things in games that do benefit from having animations.
Come on. Hey, Cloud. Assuming Corneo was telling us the truth, what do you think Shinra's really up to? I mean, they've got to have an endgame.
But
I
like,
can't imagine what it is.
it's
Destroy
just a
chunk of
recent
the
trend
city
I've
just
been
to get back
noticing
at us
in
doesn't
a
make
lot
any
of the
kind
more recent
sense.
games I play,
I can't imagine
which
any way we
is
can profit from it.
things that used
gonna cost
to
them a
be
fortune to
really
rebuild.
short and easy to do
He's
get
lying.
animations, and sure, those animations look pretty the first time I watched them,
That's a power generator, all right.
but like legitimately there have been a significant amount of
It's
times
an antique.
that I have walked by a bench because I didn't want to have to take the time for the animation for the fade out and the fade in and Cloud sitting down and getting back up, and it all seemed like a lot of work, a lot of stuff I didn't want to have to do.
Hey, would you look at that? And let there be light.
Locked up tight.
Okay.
But not if we use the skeleton key Jesse made.
Huh. Does this mean it's in the water?
And here's the clues that you're supposed to actually see if you don't do what I did and just go solve the puzzle because you knew there was something back there. You know, because you were like, oh, well, this is kind of obvious there's something back here, and I just went back
Guess
and
I
got
gotta.
Anyway, but yeah, it's an increasing trend in games, and like to point out the difference in Final Fantasy X,
Lend me your
I
strength?
never passed on a save point unless I was full health. Like, I've played a lot of Final Fantasy X. I have 100%ed that game. And every single time I went past a save point with anything but full health and mana, I interacted with it. Because why wouldn't I? There's no reason not to. But in this game, when faced with a similar mechanic that interact with a bench, you get full healed, I frequently, throughout my playing it, have chosen not to. Because I walked right past I did that the first time too, didn't I? Let's just pretend that didn't happen, yeah?
This it?
Okay, got the key of the sewers. But yeah, it changes player behavior. Having animations there changes player behavior. And it means that I'm putting myself at a disadvantage because I just don't want to sit through that animation. And like, as a player, I don't regret it because realistically it has saved me time, and that animation isn't really interesting to look at aside from the first time. It's not fun. I don't go, oh man, I wish I'd seen more of that animation.
So this is where
And we're sectors.
might be harder than you.
Let's just try to make. We can do this.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, this is the point in the game at which I should be making sure to have assess materia on players. So what is the materia here that is most expendable? Probably luck up, honestly. Luck is nice. I do enjoy critting, but it's not necessary. Would have been faster to go up, huh? Oh well. Okay. Okay, what is replaceable on Aerith? That's a lot harder. The lightning materia is. There's other lightning materia on people. Why am I going up? Going down would be faster from here. I just want to make the wrong decisions, that's why. Obviously. Clearly that's the only possible reason. Anyway, okay, I now have assess materia on both Cloud and Aerith, which I think means that there is no point at which I don't have one of those two people in my party. So I think I'm good. Like, I don't think I ever, well, there actually, wait. There is one section in which you control just Barret. I don't think it has any unique enemies, but just in case, I will drop an assess materia on him for that section. I'll give him clouds for a little bit, just to be safe. Okay, here we go. But yeah, this whole, you know, it's not just animations on that, but it's like animations on these buttons. Like, why did I have to hold for that? Why did that have to take so long? That should have only taken me a second. It's just a button. Like, especially since, like, it doesn't make any sense for Cloud to have to, like, gather strength or anything to press it, because Cloud's pretty strong. All the characters you control in this are pretty strong.
Well, this isn't good.
So, like, there's a lot of what I would consider time-wasting mechanics. Oh, well, I guess just gonna take a nap. That's fine, I'll just start shower and bye-bye.
It's on you.
You awake now, Aerith? No? Okay. Well, it's fine. Aerith didn't need that MP anyway. Yeah, there's no way Cloud gets up enough actions to heal.
See you around.
Oh well. Anyway, on the bright side, Aerith's MP is well above half now, which is a good place to be. Definitely a much better place to be than Aerith was at. Anyway, drain some more MP.
I'm waiting.
Get him!
I can't stay awake.
There we go.
And there's
Aerith got more than 10 MP off that fight. You'll love to see it. But yeah, there's a lot of waiting in games, and I honestly don't get it. I find it obnoxious personally. I don't want to be made to wait. I want to continue with the game. Like, if I'm having fun, I don't want something that's gonna break the immersion by making me do stuff. I'm gonna actually grab this materia this time. Yeah, I missed it my first time through. It doesn't really matter, but at least now I can congratulate myself on actually getting it this time. So, you know, there's that. Yeah, because it's like even like this, in a lot of games, particularly older ones, that would have been something that Cloud just kind of hops across instead of going super slowly across, which would feel, to me at least, a lot better.
I'm pretty good at protecting myself, you know.
Anyway,
Sorry. Can you
command
take over for me?
Aerith to do some soul drains while Cloud tries to get up enough for a free heal. Fortunately, I couldn't get my guard up in time for that. There's the one downside of doing Cloud's full combo in this. That last
I'll take care of it.
last hit really has a long recovery time. Anyway, that should just about get Aerith the full.
That it?
There we go. Even the others are mostly recovering their MP at this point. So, you know, good day. Yeah, like there's just so much waiting. And I don't mind waiting when
Now
it
we should
serves the
get
game.
across.
Like when it helps. But man, designers recently be putting in a lot of waiting
Okay.
where it's just not helpful at all or doing anything important. Like the Switch thing. That doesn't help. It doesn't make me feel more immersed. It doesn't make anyone feel more immersed. Let me think of some other examples. Like the tightrope thing actually does make moments like where they're crossing there feel a little better. They just do it a little too often. But like this, where we're being forced to walk and there's no talking going on, it just forces me to walk for a little bit, that doesn't serve the game. But when it forces me to walk in town while dialogue is going on, that serves the game. It doesn't bother me, aside from the fact that I can't skip it on subsequent playthroughs. Which, if you build the New Game Plus system into your game, everything is skippable. Everything. Every little thing should be skippable second time through. This is actually something that dialogue-based games usually have done really well. Anything that's taking tropes from the visual novel series, like the like all of the Atelier games, where you have all this dialogue, you can set it to skip anything you haven't read before, and every visual novel works like that too, which is an amazing design thing. And I really, really wish that other games would learn from this, or because it's really good design. It works really well, and I just wish other genres would get a clue. Do I really need to be using Aerith anymore? I mean, I'm still going to, because against a pack, she is the best,
That wasn't
because,
so
you
bad.
know, casual AoE. Maybe not against pack of were-rats, though. Because were-rats are enemies that hang out really close to each other anyway, so Cloud Sword is usually, you know, it's got a big enough area that it covers. Unlike human enemies, which tend to back off when they're not directly attacking you. And they usually back off far enough that you're not hitting a whole bunch of them with Cloud Sword at any single time.
Hey, you asked for it.
Come on. Come on. Drop your guard. Nothing bad will happen. I lied!
Glad that's over.
Anyway, but yeah, so like, it's just something that I find really annoyingly common in games. Like that's the takeaway from that whole thing about all that, is that I find it annoyingly common how often games will put in waiting that doesn't have a reason to be. Like, if that waiting has a genuine reason, then that's fine. Like, for example, I don't begrudge MMOs having crafting times on things, because that does add something to the experience. I don't begrudge there being a limit to my walking speed in games and me not being able to just teleport everywhere, because it adds to the experience, adds to the realism of the world. It makes immersion easier. But having to hold the button instead of just pressing a button and having Cloud do something, it actually makes me less immersed, because particularly the way it's implemented in this. Because if you notice, and actually that's something that's one of the parts of it that's really been bothering me, because I know they know how to do it right, because it's been right in previous Final Fantasy games. But if you've noticed, when Cloud has to hold a button during the hold animation, nothing is happening, and I think that really contributes to how it feels pointless.
This ought to drain the water.
Because like look at this hold animation. I have to hold it for a set period of time, and Cloud's not doing anything there, and then he moves when it fills. So why couldn't I just press a single button to do that?
A red light indicates we can use the hand pump to clear. I remember having to.
All right.
Aerith, you mind giving me a hand?
Wait, I'm not sure.
Trust me, this is. We'll be back soon.
Anyway, but yeah, like it's subtle things like that. Like, it's an animation thing mainly. At least right there it is. It's because Cloud doesn't do anything while you're holding the button.
Maybe this is a
Whereas there are
little
games
different
where,
bar.
you know,
More
you have to mash the button or hold
industrial?
it, where the character is doing something the whole time, so it doesn't feel... Oops.
Try to
I
stay in
missed.
sync.
Wait, is this... I have to mash X? Yeah, okay. That's what I've got to do. Well, you know,
Keep calm.
I can't be good at everything, you know?
All good.
I do like that it casually becomes easier the more you do it, because it doesn't remove all of the, like, every time you fail, it doesn't remove all of your mashing progress. So the next time you have a bigger, section to do it in.
That went
Also, yeah, I'm not trying too hard on Tifa's job here. I'm just trusting in my sense of timing, you know? There we go. I tried a little harder to give myself a... Oh, right. Forgot that one was super fast.
Could have gone better.
Anyway, just gotta keep mashing. But yeah, hope you guys liked my little rant there on recent game design. Like, it's not just around this. Like, Like, for example, I've been watching a Let's Play of Origami King, Paper Mario Origami King, and it's full of it. It's full of this trope of, like, things take longer. There's not the ability to skip pretty much anything.
Could have gone better.
It's
All good.
things that became standard in the PS2 to PS3 era that game designers are forgetting to do now. Well, not forgetting. The game designers are deliberately leaving out now, and it's
Okay,
really weird.
Let's head back. Cloud's probably getting worried.
Like, take Kingdom Hearts 2, PS2 game. That game pretty much never makes you stop for anything. All the loading screens are pretty fast. But even outside of loading screens, there's no long animations that you have to do, which was a really nice thing over Kingdom Hearts 1, which had a fair amount of long animations, particularly in Hollow Bastion. Kingdom Hearts 2 got rid of almost all of them.
Nicely done.
Additionally, it lets you skip pretty much every bit of dialogue in the game if you want to. I think there are a few exceptions, but the vast majority of dialogue is in scenes and skippable. Anyway, these guys are weak against fire, right?
Got it. Here we go.
Aerith, hit this guy with the Fyra, you know? I think that's what we really need.
Don't overdo it.
So
Is that Fyra. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, get your Fyra MP back. So that way you can cast it on the next fool.
get fired up.
It's actually a really good strategy. And I should have been doing this the whole time.
I'll take that.
Didn't get Soul Drain finished. But yeah, like, just use Aerith, cast the spell of the thing it's weak to, and then you can just immediately pelt it again, because who cares? Oh, darn it.
I'll take care of them. Just stop it. Yeah.
Really need to get rid of these blueberries before they put all of us to sleep.
That's it.
Also, be really nice if this
Go on.
Sagin would stop just sticking to Aerith. Like, do not approve of what it's doing.
Back to good now. This one's for you.
Anyway, I'm just gonna Rave Judge. Actually, wait, no, the Blue Goo died. I was going to Rave Judgment the Sagin and kill the Blue Goo in front of me at the same time by doing so, but I apparently don't need to do that. Anyway, you're staggered now.
Gotta go
Give me
for
my
it now.
MP back, thanks. Real nice of you to just give me all of my MP. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna finish you off now.
Moving on then.
Okay.
Sure is nice to go up for a change.
Hope the pillar's not much further.
Oh, don't worry, Tifa. It's like another 2 hours or so. Alright, there's another jump currently being cast.
This might be it.
Don't be such a negative Nancy, Aerith.
Gotta heal first.
Gosh, you're fine. Mostly.
Come on.
Get fired up. Sorry, but I gotta. Bring it.
Anyway, get that MP back. Easy. Anyway, next, please.
How's this? Gotta go for it now.
Give me that MP back. And now I just go back to pelting it with attacks.
Backing off a bit. Go on.
There we go. Easy peasy.
Hang back. I'll go on ahead and secure the exit.
Cloud.
Anyway, yeah, a bunch more. We're gonna skip that though. Anyway, let's see, what else was I saying about Kingdom Hearts 2? But like Kingdom Hearts 2 is a really good example of a game that is pretty story based, full of scenes, full of dialogue. All of it's skippable. All of it. Everything is skippable in that game. Like, if you're just there for the gameplay, you can be just there for the gameplay. The only dialogue that isn't skippable in Kingdom Hearts 2 is dialogue that's in the background. And I don't even remember there being a whole lot of that in Kingdom Hearts 2. That's more of a later thing.
The train graveyard, all right.
You know, back in
A real treasure
those
trove
days,
of
we didn't
scrap.
have that going on as
Sector
much.
7 should be just past that large maintenance facility over there. I vote we stay in the light so we can see where we're going.
Yep,
Dark
sure will.
everywhere.
That it?
Gonna do our best to stay in the light. But yeah, it's this whole, I don't know, it's this whole trend in the gaming industry right now.
Not just because
What kind?
And
Everyone's
I really don't know
supposed to
how to
lose their
explain
way.
it, because like it should be obvious that if
that
an
right?
animation
I
or
mean,
what you're
it's-
doing doesn't
Let's hurry.
add to the experience, cut it. Period. Like that's it. If all it does is lengthen time without adding anything, cut it. Doesn't matter what it
This
is.
won't take long.
Doesn't matter how much you like it.
It's over. All right. Enough.
And it's something that
That's that.
for some reason the game industry just hasn't been as on top of
That
doing
wasn't so
lately.
bad.
And I don't know why. Like, I could not tell you why they haven't been as on top of it lately, but they definitely haven't. Like, it's been really noticeable in the last couple of like AAA titles that I've played. Like, it's been noticeable that that's how things are.
It's over.
Do you mind? I'm trying to murder all of you. Okay, you know what? I'm done playing. Cloud's here to triple slash now. I'm here to rant and kill monsters, and I'm all out of rant. Actually, no, I'm not,
Did
but
you guys hear it too?
Why would there be kids out here this late?
What? Then
why would there be kids out here this late? Because kids are dumb. That's why. Like this. This doesn't add much to the game, and they use it frequently. Having this a couple of times throughout the game wouldn't be that bad. But like, this was a solid 30 seconds, and the only possible explanation for that that's at all acceptable is if that's covering a loading screen. Also, I played Concrete Genie shortly before, like,
Here we go.
you know, around Christmas, like shortly before starting my YouTube channel. And I have to say, having played Concrete Genie recently really makes these spooky drawings appearing on the ground feel less spooky and more cute to me. And I am hard blaming Concrete Genie for that. Also, if you haven't played Concrete Genie 2, it's actually really fun. It's pretty short, but it's a fun experience. Definitely, you know, look up what it is first, though. You know, if it's not your type of game, then you're not gonna enjoy it. But if it's at all your type of game, you'll like it. It's good. I had a lot of fun playing it. I actually really wish I'd been doing streaming when I did play it, because I bet it's a great streaming game. But it's all about doing art and stuff. I just don't want to replay it enough to, you know, to stream it. Maybe if, like, in a year or two, I get the hankering to do some pretty art, I'll play it. Do some pretty art and not have to actually be good at drawing. That's the best part of Concrete Genie. You get to do pretty art without actually being good at drawing or art. It's very accessible to the artistically challenged, which I appreciated. I actually spend a lot of time practicing visual art, but like drawing and stuff.
What is that?
But that's just because I'm annoyed that I'm not good at it, because I'm good at most kinds of art, and it annoys me that I'm not good at that kind. I'm not good at any of the visual arts, but I'm really good with music and writing and that kind of stuff, so it bothers me. Anyway, that's all for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.